I don't make as many videos anymore because, well, really, flying videos are kind of boring. I mean, the first little bit isn't too bad. But after you do that, then after the first couple minutes, they get really boring. I think photos do better. A real nice photograph seems to be better than a video. But one thing that's flying so much has interfered with my building significantly. I've done very little building since I've had such good weather and been flying so much. So it's another good evening. It's starting to calm down a little bit. It was 12 gusting to 18, which is way too strong for my skill level, probably for anybody in this plane. That'll just flip this plane right over on the runway if it's a good gust. One thing that's made flying a lot better for me is I don't have any engine instruments. So I don't know when my engine's too hot or not hot enough, and don't know what RPM I'm flying or my engine's running. So just go by sound, and it's a lot less stress. You don't see, my engine can't be overheating because I don't have a CHT or EGT. This tiny tack, the last tiny tack lasted in this plane for 3 years, but I also got one for that CA2 that we had with the VW engine. It didn't work hardly at all. I mean, it was intermittent the whole time, the whole flight. So I guess we're 50-50 on these tiny tacks. We'll see how it works. But I did put a whole bunch of, can you see anything in there? I did stacked up a bunch of Velcro behind it so it doesn't vibrate so much. Vibration seems to affect them. And these single cylinder Rotax, it vibrates a lot, especially at the lower RPM. And I found out what was rattling. And I don't get it because I inspected the exhaust thoroughly. At least, how would that? It must be pulling out. The screw couldn't have backed out. Either one of them. I don't get it. All right, evidently the threads are pulling out. I'm pretty confused. The threads are nice and clean. And the threads in the hole seem to be nice and clean. And yet, whenever this here made that noise, and it sounded like it was rattling, it was sudden. It was like a pop. And, well, I don't understand how the safety wire, how it could be safety wired, and yet backed out several turns, and yet the threads are good. I mean, I could see if it just pulled out, but I don't see a way that it could have backed out, both of them. So, yeah, won't be flying tonight.